Everybody in here? Well, thank y'all for being here today. Good afternoon. And I just appreciate everybody showing up today as we talk about the effects of Hurricane Sally. I'm joined today by EMA Director Brian Hastings, Conservation Commissioner Chris Blankenship, Mayor Jeff Collier, Mayor Terry Downey, Commissioner Jerry Carl, soon to be Congressman Carl, we think, and Senator Doug Jones. We knew that Hurricane Sally was a potential to be a devastating storm. But I'm telling you, after I have flown over Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, and Fort Morgan today, it's mighty bad. Thank goodness only one life that we know of has been lost so far, and our prayers are certainly go out to that family. But this has been a tough, tough storm, and it's going to take time to recover. So patience is going to have to be a virtue for all of our people. I'm here today to tell you that we want to stand with you. We want to be of help to you. And so if the people will reach out to their local officials, that information will be transferred up through the channels, and we'll promptly take action and respond. Because we at the state level definitely want to be shoulder to shoulder with the people of this area and help you get back on your feet. As we all recover, all of us along the Gulf Coast know that a storm can take away in a few hours our homes, our businesses, and our personal property that has taken years to accumulate. It's going to take years and sometimes, well, lots of months and maybe some years to fully rebuild all that's been lost. Slow-moving Sally has been described as the slowest moving with the most impact storm this area has ever seen. The good news is your local leaders have experience dealing with such storms, and that experience will help us all. So people of this area, please reach out to your local officials and let them know what you need. I'd like to reiterate my appreciation to the first responders, to troopers, to sheriff's deputies, to linemen, National Guard, Marine Police, and countless others, people working around the clock to restore power and services to our people. Alabama Power tells me that they now have some 4,000 other professionals from 14 states here in Alabama to help get power back on in Baldwin and Mobile County. And if nothing else, hear this message. The people of Alabama are praying for the people of this area. You are in their thoughts and prayers, and together, if we stand strong and do the very best we can, we'll all get through this. We've done it before, and we'll do it again. And I predict we'll be stronger in the future than we are today. So may God continue to bless you and the great state of Alabama. Now I'll turn it over to Senator Doug Jones.
Thank you, Governor. Let me reiterate what the governor said about mayors, the county commissioners, the first responders. It's truly amazing, and I always give kudos to Brian Hastings. He does an incredible job in a difficult state that faces a lot of natural disasters. So our EMA folks, again, as the governor said, kudos to everybody for doing all that they can to minimize life, limb, and property damage. From our perspective in the federal government, we're here to help. We are trying to do everything, and we will try to speed up as much recovery efforts as we can through FEMA. We have done it before. We'll do it again. We're going to try to do all that we can to make sure. The thing that I would ask folks to remember is this. It is a lot of damage out there, as the governor said. I have not gone through a flyover yet. I'm about to do that in a few minutes. But I understand that the damage is incredible. And so this is not going to be something that you can always do in a matter of days. There's a lot of people that are hurting out there. There's a lot of people that's going to need some help. We're going to do everything that we can to make sure that we move the process along. As the governor said, stay in touch with your local folks because they stay in touch with us. They let us know where we need to do things and where we need to move, what buttons we need to push at the federal government level, because at the end of the day, There is limited resources with the city and the county and the state, and that's where the federal government comes in. So that's what we're going to try to do. I just want to make sure folks know that this is a team effort. Everybody here is pulling in the same direction. We have come off a series of crises, and we're not all through with them yet. We're doing in the middle of this, still in the middle of a healthcare crisis. And again, I want to digress just a minute and again thank the governor for all her efforts on the healthcare crisis that Alabama has faced as well. She's exercised true leadership in that. But we're going to get through, as the governor said, the only way we get through this is by pulling together. We've done it before, we're going to do it again, and the Gulf Coast is going to rebound like it's always done and always will. So thank you. Just stay in touch with us, through your local folks. Do not hesitate to call our office. It doesn't matter. We are there to help. Thank you. Thank you, Governor. I think, Brian, you're next.
Thank you, Senator Jones. And I want to just say again, thank you for the leadership that Governor Ivey has provided us, and her staff and the cabinet has been just phenomenal to work with. They're a great emergency management team. But under the construct of kind of how we do emergencies, it's federally supported, state managed, but it's locally executed. So if a community, if a city or a county fails, then Alabama fails. And so all the kudos and all the thanks go to the first responders, the folks on the front lines, our local leaders, and our county EMA at Mobile County, because they're the conduit to figure out what needs the locals need. And then at the state level, we just try to figure out whether we can plug those needs with resources, with county mutual aid, other cities, other regions, something from the state to make sure that the needs of our citizens are met in this time of crisis and devastation. I'm very, very pleased with where we are right now. I appreciate the time that Governor Ivey has given to all of us to sit down and listen to the needs of our local leaders and our constituents, so that we can understand how we can better help them. There's going to be a lot of volunteer activity. This is going to be a very long recovery, so we're still in a response over in Baldwin. We're still in life-saving, and just because you don't hear someone asking for help, it doesn't mean that someone doesn't need help. So never forget that also. Again, I'm thankful and appreciative to our team, and we'll respond to anything that Mobile County needs from us. Thank you. Chris?
I'm Chris Blankenship, the Commissioner of the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, native of Dauphin Island. Glad to be here. I see my parents here today. They've been over working on their yard, trying to clean up all the trees and debris off of their house. But been working with Mayor Collier and the county commissioners for many years down here after storms. They are very efficient, and they do a great job responding and providing for the citizens. The people here are very resilient and hard-working bunch of folks here in Dauphin Island, Bayou Battery, South Mobile County, and I know that they'll bounce back very quickly. The Department of Conservation, through our Marine Resources Division, will be out surveying the oyster reefs over the next few weeks to see if there are any damage to any of the natural resources, and and they will also be out evaluating a lot of the restoration projects that were done after the oil spill. Some of those were to create some resilient coastlines and protect our marshes and our coastal areas, and we think many of those held up very well throughout the storm, and we'll be continuing to monitor that. But really appreciate all the work of the local staff of the mayor and the county commissioner and their people in cleaning up and getting it ready for all the power trucks I see coming down this way. Once you get that electricity on, that really is the first real step in recovery, and looking forward to that here. So with that, I'll turn it over to Mayor Collier.
Thank you, Greg. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to welcome you here to Dauphin Island, what I would say a battered and bruised Dauphin Island, but we're already bouncing back. So we've been down this road before. We'll do it again, and I certainly want to thank and recognize Governor Ivey for both coming down here to see firsthand what the impacts are and the challenges that lie ahead. She and her administration have been very easy to work with to help us through so far. I know there's a lot more yet to be done. I also want to recognize the other elected officials, agency representatives, and collectively all of those resources will come together to help us get things back up and running again in short order. And I feel like that already the recovery process is well underway. We've made a tremendous amount of progress just here in the last couple of days, and I know that we'll make more so as we go forward. So having everyone here to see firsthand what's going on, be able to directly talk with them, explain the needs that we have. I think we've got a good line of communications going, and so I'm very excited about getting back to normal at this particular time. And the main thing is, you know, Dauphin Island is one of those places that people like to come to because it's a great place to feed your souls. And we're going to continue to do that going forward. So, Governor, thank you again for taking time to come down here, and everyone else for participating today. And so thank you all for being here, and I guess I'll hand it over to Mayor Stimson.
Thank you, Mayor, and I'll join everyone else thanking the governor and Senator Jones for being here. I think the citizens and those listening need to understand that this isn't the governor's initial engagement. She was engaged before the storm ever became a storm, really. So on conference calls with the state delegation, with conference calls with all the mayors in this area, her question was, what can I do to help you? And I think that we feel that same sentiment from our national delegation. It's amazing to me the collaboration, the conversation that's going on right now. And I think as citizens, sometimes you think that it doesn't look like the right hand knows what the left hand is doing and they're stumbling on each other. Well, I can assure you we may not get everything exactly right, but it won't be because we aren't working with one another and trying to make sure that we do the things that you need us to do to help you recover. We know the things that need to be done. We don't know them all, but we know that you'll reach out to us and we will come up with solutions to make sure that you can get back on your feet at the soonest possible time. So thank you for all that you're doing, and just know that we're here to help you. And Mayor, excuse me, and now I'll turn it over to Mayor Downey.
Thank you, Danny. Well, once again, I'd like to thank the governor. If she calls down at Bottle Factory, and it means so much, a small town mayor gets a call from the governor and these legislators and some sessions coming down to listen and hear our concerns. We have a great responders in Bottle Factory. We've been devastated before. We know what it is. Our thoughts and prayers are with these folks and the EMA calling constantly, wanting to know how we're doing, checking on us. And the news media also checking down, seeing how we're doing, getting us prepared. But we've been through it, and our thoughts and prayers are with Jeff and across the bay for these other communities.
Jerry Carl, Mobile County Commissioner. I'm proud to report government is working here in Mobile County today. If you look around, you have federal, you have state, you have county, you also have many of the cities represented. And politics have been pushed aside, and I'm real excited to say that, because you don't see that very often these days. Well, Governor, thank you. Governor really headed that up. She pulled us all together, told us early on whatever we needed she would help us with. It has happened. Again, I'm proud to report, as far as the county is concerned, we have roads open. We've worked with law enforcement, our first responders, just been huge. And I thank the federal, thank the state, the county, and the city for their response. And it's just a pure pleasure to be able to serve our constituents in this way. Not the opportunity that we wanted, but we're just proud to be here. And with that said, I think the governor's going to answer some more questions. If you have any questions, turn it over to the governor.
Call on someone for the first question. We've got just a few minutes. I can ask a question. So what was it like for you? What was it like for you seeing all this devastation in our area in Alabama? What was going through your mind?
It's one thing to sit in Montgomery and watch national news or the state news and see the pictures, but it's a whole